It's your girl Reed, and welcome to another table talk. So I'm here with my sisters. You haven't met this one yet. This is my sister Tay, and this is my sister Rose. So today's discussion is, I'll let Rose tell you guys what today's discussion
Well,
is.
hey guys, I came up with the discussion topic for today: the pros and cons of shacking up before marriage.
Okay. So as we dive into this discussion, it's just going to be our opinions, and I think maybe we all have different opinions. So we're going to view the pros and cons. So let's let the newbie start off the conversation.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I would say the pros to living with someone, and when you say shack it up, first of all, it sounds a bit judgmental, just put it out there.
My bad.
Holy other one. Oh, the pros would
Amen.
probably be you would get to know the person that you're with better. You kind of get to see the habits already, because when you get into a marriage, you're not getting into it to divorce. So when you already get stuck into something, you kind of need to make your decision in regards to how you're going to maneuver around it. But when you start living with someone, you kind of get to see how a glimpse of your everyday life. It's not the same, it really isn't, even though sometimes it seems that way, but you get a glimpse of what it would feel like to be with that person every single day. So I would say that's one of the pros. I'm not with the financial pro. People say, oh, well, I don't have to pay this much rent. I don't really think that to me is not that valid.
What do you mean by that?
Like, some people do it because, okay, well, instead of us living and paying two separate rents, we can live together and we can split this and we can split that. Because at the end of the day, depending on how you want to work your own relationship, sometimes a person may be working, a person may not be working. That may be something that you agree upon. That may be something that, because of the economy, for whatever reason, the person no longer can be employed. So I just don't think that's a good enough reason to live with someone. I just think it's better to understand.
Correct.
And then their family comes over, so you kind of get a chance to feel, I got the experience. So you kind of get to feel what it's like to be when, the family is there, and how your dynamic is with not just the husband or the boyfriend, but what it's going to be like with the family too, so you can kind of find your way. But yeah, I don't like the financial part though. That, to me, that's a con. What else would I say is a con?
So while she's thinking, let's let Rose jump in.
Well, the reason I kind of chose this topic is because I feel like, yes, living with someone prior to marriage does give you the ability to get to know that person. Like she said, you're not getting into a marriage to get into a divorce. So it's a benefit, very, very, very big benefit to do so, in my opinion. You get to see their habits, what'll drive you crazy. They say you can't fix somebody, but you can work towards it, and working towards it before it drives you crazy to the point that you're like, I'm done. I feel like that's very important.
Okay, so I'm on the other side of the fence of these two. I strongly am against living together before marriage, and it's more biblical for me. But besides that, I feel as if, okay, she's my sister-in-law, but she's my sister. Her and my brother did it, and I feel like even if they didn't do it, their marriage would still be what it is today, in my opinion. I don't think them getting to know each other's habits. I think if they found things that they didn't like in each other after they got married, what they had built before getting married is strong enough to overcome all of that. And I feel like going into my marriage, the first year, OMG, I wanted to leave every day. Like, he was really getting on my nerves. It was things like, I lived with 3 brothers, and like, I still wasn't prepared, for the toilet seat, the shaving and leaving hair on. Like, it was a lot of things I was like, you know what, I can't deal. The taking out meals and leaving the spoon in the bowl and leaving the bowl uncovered, leaving cups and plates on the kitchen counter. Like honestly,
Ooh.
he came a long way, and it's still things that I crap about. But I honestly feel like, regardless of the fact, you know, in getting into the marriage or whatever, I didn't get into it to get a divorce. So regardless of the fact, I still had to work through those things. Now, had I would have known all of these habits before getting married, would I still marry him? Yes, I still would have married him because the feelings is still the same. So
Right.
regardless, oh my God, seriously, regardless of the fact, I still would have married him. So I think it all depends on the relationship prior. If it wasn't going to work out before living together, I don't think it's going to work out, after you getting to know like the person's flaws. If y'all been together for a while, like you would have known most of their flaws, most, not all, because I still wasn't prepared. I was with him for a very long time, and I used to go over to his house all the time. And I think it would have been better if he stayed on his own. Before getting married, he was,
That's
with
exactly
his
what I was gonna
mom.
bring up.
If he was living on his own, then I would have known some habits. But I didn't know Mama was coming in
But
when he wasn't there to clean up. So
No,
I
I think
didn't
that both
know.
parties at least should, my opinion, I think even if you don't move in together, both parties should be living
Separate,
on their own
yeah.
before they get married, because you have to have your own sense of self,
Alright.
and know how to support yourself, know how to do things on your own, have your own, know who you are. So even if you don't live together, that's
Well, no, he could have
fine,
supported
but-
himself. He was doing it because of his child.
But
He
I
had
think
a
it's
child.
different
He could
when,
afford to stay by himself. Disclaimer.
even if you can afford it, that's fine. I love my brother, so I would never speak illy on my brother. But even if you can afford to stay together, I think it's a different energy and a different atmosphere when you're on your own and you don't have someone to always go to. You have to be more resourceful. So I think that it helps, even if you don't want to stay with the person, to stay on your own, because when you get with the person, sometimes if you don't have a better sense of yourself in regards to how to support yourself and take care of yourself, doesn't necessarily mean financially, just your everyday things, your laundry, your this. If you don't know how to do those things, by the time you get into a relationship, you don't realize that you're already conforming.
So, Rose, I heard you saying correct. Were you speaking more of the sense of knowing how to do things on your own, or was it more of the financial? Like, what made you like say, okay, well, I think you should live together before tying the knot, because of what? Like,
Okay, so I have pet peeves that drive me up the wall.
I think all females, and especially us, like we're the biggest critics on earth.
Like
We are
things
the biggest.
will piss me off really quick, and if I get into it and your answer to everything is, well, this is how I grew up, or I've been doing it for such and such years, so I can't change, it's going to piss me off. Like I have examples. I mean, I want to give examples when it's time for examples come. But yeah, my reasoning for that is because things drive me up the wall.
Well, I think we all are the same way. And the biggest challenge for me, I would say, is I would be the one to say, well, growing up different, because growing up Haitian, and my husband is not Haitian, and not only is he not Haitian, he's white American.
I'm Haitian now.
You Haitian now, yes. But that is two different ball games. Like, we do everything differently or whatnot. I mean, this is a ongoing conversation. We're definitely going to have a part 2 of this. But I would say, like, that does play a role. And, do you have, like, anything to add to that as far as, like, culture difference?
It's definitely a culture.
I think y'all always felt like I was.
Okay, we're gonna have to take this to. We're gonna come back